Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everyone I have missed, with a statement and with my heart, welcome to another stream with me, Hekara. Today we will continue with Phoenix Wright. I still haven't fixed the font. I'm just realizing that that's just the font now. Alright. I'm waiting a bit for maybe more people to come before I try my best to recap what happened so far, because it's only getting more and more complicated. February 24th, 12:14 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 9.
The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky.
I didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. I guess Dulek is Madagascar Fan 2005 is occupied, so he won't have to complain about Marshall. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner. I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trials of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it.
Oh, I know. You're a patrolman.
As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth describe that. Okay, I didn't get that at all. Howling wind? I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner.
What do you mean?
A desperado's soul is as boundless as a desert sand. No paper can sum it up.
Maybe it's...
Oh god, I can't do the judge voice today.
Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly.
So even the judge is a bit annoyed by the shenanigans of Marshall.
Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. In plain old English.
My job was to keep a wary eye on the bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail.
I can't say I particularly care for your attitude.
Oh my god. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. No, we know he's lying. We know he was actually at the crime scene when the crime took place, so yeah. But burning the judge for his beard is very brave. So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try this in the fast forward. So, victim Bruce Goodman, accused Lana Sky, also accused for the same murder Mike Meekins, Witness Angel Star, and our partner this time Emma, because she's budget Maya. Somehow the chief of police is involved, Damon Gunt, and you know these guys. So the whole gimmick of this case is there were 2 murders with the same victim. One murder took place in a car park, like here. And one murder took place in the evidence room of the police department. We already found out that Meekins, the accused in the murder at the police department, couldn't have been the murderer because I think we already proved that the victim in that case wasn't even the same guy, so it was a different guy. Yeah, we found Marshall's fingerprints in the evidence room. Hello, Seth. I'm glad you're here again to talk to me again. And we have security footage that is conveniently obscuring the face of the victim in the evidence room. And we got handed the SL9 incidents files because, of course, after the last case where the DL6 incident was heavily involved, this time another incident, the SL9 incident, was involved. And here was the perpetrator, a man called Joe Drake. It was a serial murder. We had the victims Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jeb Bates, and Neil Marshall. So another Marshall. And the head prosecutor was Miles Edwards. The witnesses were Lana Skye and Emma Skye. And the investigation task force were Damon Gunt, Lana Skye, head investigator Bruce Goodman, investigators Jack Marshall, Angel Star. So all familiar names except for the witnesses, except for the victims. Sorry. And yeah, that guy was sentenced to death, but somehow that doesn't seem to be the case. We also got this unstable quote-unquote jar we don't know what to do with. We got a fingerprinting set that we got last time, the ID card record, which proved that the Bruce Goodman in this case wasn't the real Bruce Goodman, but an imposter, if you want. And we still don't know who has the police department ID Lucky 7 times 7. And yeah, all right. That was the fast forward of the case so far. I guess if something comes up I have forgotten, it will come up. So now we are cross-examining the marshal because he was at the crime scene, at the evidence room crime scene, and he just admitted that he wasn't at the crime at his post when he should have been at his post, because that's his job. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I guess the cameras and the card reader. Yeah, I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickey are those? yeah, the fingerprint activated locks are designed that you don't even know they are fingerprint activated, because you just you can only open your own locker. The fingerprint scanner is on the other side of the handle, and it scans automatically. So it is possible that he doesn't even know that they have those. And it would make sense that he doesn't know, because that is one way. Well, that is how we found out that. How we will predict in the future here. How we will find out that he was the victim, the quote-unquote victim, in the evidence room case, because obviously he survived. So, instead, or else he wouldn't stand before us. He's not being very helpful. He's not good. He's not that good with machines or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor?
This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours.
All right. Okay, we are gonna press him here. Yeah. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat that parlor's Vongole Sapia pasta.
Don't tell do you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles?
Not all desperados eat tacos, partner.
That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson.
That's strange. This is usually where Edward says, "Did you not want to race this year?" Out of ammo, Officer Marshall? That's right, partner. Or, as you'd call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me on this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset.
One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything.
Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently, your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. You love this guy. Interesting. Before I use it though, I'd better up the ante. Okay, I'm guessing the trump card he's telling is this bloody handprint. Okay. I'm gonna press on the other statements too, just to get some more information. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just make sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still, even time dies there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, I'd feel like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? And you heard a word I said, partner. I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado knows. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperado I know joins the police force.
So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime?
Just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day.
There was a rubber glove stuck in the evidence in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that?
Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? Good point. Good point. You used to be a detective, so you've used that evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was gold mine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Sorry, partner, I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It is well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that you mentioned it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too.
At any rate, it doesn't seem that this is relevant to the case. Can you tell us? What you were doing when the crime took place?
Okay, we have his fingerprints, but like Phoenix says, we should up the ante, as he said. So first we have to try to prove that he was in the room. Well, first we have to find out where he's lying. This is the video. but I don't think the one thing we got from this is that the evidence locker was already open when the victim in this case entered. So that way we found out that the victim doesn't have to be Bruce Goodman. Because first it was said that he has to be Bruce Goodman because only he can open the locker. Present the fingerprints when he says he didn't do his rounds. I'm not sure if the fingerprints are correct. I mean, we also have this. If you look at the video here, something was stuffed in the locker of Marshall. Wow, I didn't knew we were playing FNAF. Yeah, it looked like FNAF. And hello Ark. Glad you could join us. So normally I would try to first show that. How did they let him bring a knife to court? Yeah, he's just shaving in court. How of it? What of it? He's also drinking in court. And look at what he's wearing. He also insulted the judge's beard. No problem. Street saloon. I'm gonna save. Sorry for save scumming, but this is not an easy case. So normally I would present this video some point in this cross-examination, because in the video you can see that something was stuffed in his locker, but also the fingerprints. This is wrong. Okay. I'm gonna try what Seth said. Maybe it's correct. No, it's not. Do you have an objection? Do you have do you have a hint? Says. This is the problem. I know we have all the pieces, and it's very clear to me how he did it, but I don't know what the game wants from me. Alright. Yeah, you can use that stuff. It's limited to 30 seconds, so use it when you want. What was this? He seems like a guy who would have all sevens as his presents the locker when it says there are 2 security systems. Yes, but I think that's the same same info that got when I pressed, he says he isn't aware of this. So I mean, yeah, no. And the point where he's lying is that he was at the street side saloon. And that he didn't make his rounds. I mean, maybe he didn't make his rounds because he did something different. So when the bar empties, I have to reload the game. This is a statement he's lying. Obviously, because he was in the room. But now I can just ask. And that didn't you want a raise is... Okay, so... Okay, moment, I'm... Sorry. That is the thing I wanted to do from the very beginning. Even if you don't believe me. But I was confused because Phoenix said to up the ante. Well, sorry for the delay. No music means I'm right. That's why I reloaded to have all my full bars. This is the first cross-examination this trial. I can't go on with like two more misses. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet, you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Huh. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of the crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds. About once a month. It's only natural my handprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood.
Witness! What is the meaning of this? Your bloodstains fingerprints were at the crime scene.
The blood was wiped away, however. A luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints?
Very well. You may begin your testimony about the fingerprint found at the crime scene.
Blood-stained fingerprints. So let me guess. He's saying something like he was handling a blood-covered evidence, or somehow he cut himself somehow, and it was a very old fingerprint, something like that. Okay. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in the evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. What? Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See? I had nothing to do with it. One moment. I can't fast forward. He's not wearing gloves? Hard to say on black and white. Okay.
The witness's explanation appears valid. Also, there's room for doubt.
Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner.
The defense may now cross-examine the witness.
This guy's hiding something, I can feel it. Am I the only one who thinks Phoenix would look good with earring studs? Maybe this is the one time where am I the only one really applies. Because I also have never thought about that. Now's my chance to prove it. Okay, I'm gonna press him here because I have no idea how he knows this. Yeah, how do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too.
So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hands on top of Marshall's fingerprint.
That's the only logical conclusion. I can't let him squirm out of this one. I've got to find something decisive, and tie Officer Marshall to this crime. Okay. So this seems to be the statement that's wrong. where he's lying. So I'm gonna press him here. Unrelated. They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. I can just imagine him saying this in the courtroom and everyone is saying, what? What does he mean? Because that only works written down. Okay, he's giving an explanation. One's got to do with breakfast, where the other was a type of murder.
He's right. Although seemingly alike, they are totally different.
I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. Yeah. See, now I know that obviously he was the quote-unquote victim in that video, and he opened his locker, so he can't have worn gloves. But now again, I have to somehow know what the game wants me to do to get to that conclusion. Sometimes I think this is harder when you know where to go, but don't know where to get there in this kind of game. Chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that are not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. What? Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward for me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Bloodstain and fingerprint are completely unrated. Huh. So yeah, that was a very strange way of saying that it could happen. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Was mine. It's no mystery. Untied time. Hello, welcome to the stream. How are you? You don't like how he says partner with a D? I mean, he's saying partner, not partner. I'm not his partner, but I'm a partner. Can I? don't know. Was mine. It's no mystery.
Please explain.
My locker's covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened. Somebody touched the fingerprint. Okay. Oh, thanks for the follow, Untied Time. I hope my alarm gets off. Where do I trigger it manually? Yay! Somehow I have to trigger it manually. Alright, oh, I triggered and I missed it. Okay, now it triggered twice. Somehow I'm not very confident in the alarm. I'm more confident in the exclamation point objection, exclamation point take that, and exclamation point hold it commands. They haven't ever failed. so. And that's because you, how did you put it, pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine.
What? What do you mean?
I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker is still in use. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It was strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently, his fingerprint data was never removed from the locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Marshall's print updated. Found on a bloody fingerprint on Marshall's own locker. The print had been wiped. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape. So long as my trail isn't there, you can't say otherwise.
This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall.
Okay, I think that was a hint. Oh, too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? I'm gonna present the video because I can prove that it was him. In combination with this. I don't know the order to do it though. So how is this wrong? Maybe I have to press him on that statement again? It would be fun if IRL court had live bars. I don't think so. Because that would imply that whoever is managing the live bars would know the truth. And I think there are implicit live bars, because if the invisible live bar runs out, you're just losing the trial. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots.
Blind spots?
Places you can see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright.
Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence that in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now.
Okay. This is bullshit, right? Because I got here by pressing. But presenting the tape as evidence was the wrong choice. So it is bullshit, right? I want my 2 life packs back. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. It's one of the downsides in the linearity of the Ace Attorney franchise. Yeah, but sometimes they do have a thing where you can present either of 2 evidences, at least in in the investigation phase, because the evidences are so linked, they're both triggering the same response. I think this could have been the same, where you can say, hey, I know already that the video shows that he is in the video. So that's clearly the maybe the game expects you to be very careful and press first. Yeah, I don't know. I think that was bullshit. I think that my solution would have should have also been the solution. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake.
Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us the incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall.
Okay, fast forward. I still think it's a hilarious video because of how the face is obscured, like in the Austin Powers movies, where the conveniently censored when they're having breakfast and stuff. There, how's that for evidence? Please allow me to apologize for my colleague, Your Honor. He gets carried away sometimes. I've missed because I thought... yes, very right. Will you forgive him too, Officer Marshall? He's not a bad man. He's just a bit disillusioned. Of course. I'm not one to gun down unarmed boys. Okay, God damn it! It was a bit too high. Okay, so I had to explicitly point at the cloth, not at the locker. And yeah, okay. Bring our attention back to the security camera. Is a mistake. I'm afraid you'll soon forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Officer Marshall. Yeah, it's Officer Marshall. Very well. Just 8 words. You can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. The locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Oh, wrong voice. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit.
Oh, The white closet's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall?
When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. And then, it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away.
Order! Order!
Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. It's not like that in this trial we have stated multiple times that the locker can only be opened by fingerprints. Yeah, okay. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. He really is dumb. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah, I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker? Now prove it. Fingerprint sensor? We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Nice! I only get 1 word for you, partner.
No! Order! 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 Witness! Explain yourself!
How'd they get the prints then? What? If this is a joke, it's the worst I've ever heard. I'm sure this is no joke of someone. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime.
Ole, please answer the question.
What is he now, a bullfighter? That's alright, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here.
We can?
Have a look at the floor plans. Floor plans. What do you mean, Ark? I don't understand. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet, Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall.
If that's so, then where was the witness?
They need everyone's prints so they can lock the lockers. How did they get their prints without asking them? No, you can say we need your prints for other purposes, or maybe he just thought it was normal because everyone did it and they didn't specify it was for the lockers. I mean, it's also funny that he never questioned why he can only open his own locker. how that magic works. But yeah, as you've seen, he's a bit dumb. But so's Gumshoe, to be honest. You're just going to fight this whole ass department. Oh, then you're in luck, because I do think that's about what we are doing in this case. Except Gumshoe. Gumshoe's alright. It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion.
Well then, let's hear it.
Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? He was the victim. Officer Marshall was standing right here.
There? But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was.
This game is so slow. I thought we've already proven that it couldn't be Detective Goodman. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. Why do you object? But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it?
Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it.
The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on this ID card.
Oh, I get it.
If he showed that, his owner, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized that the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say? Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? Just eating more beef jerky? You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. Yeah, you gotta have to go for dinner. No problem. See you later. I'm maybe streaming a bit longer because Madagascar Fan 2005 isn't streaming, so guten Appetit and bye for now. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim.
I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition.
I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. You can't recycle a burn. No, that's not allowed. You said that. He said that 10 minutes ago, or maybe half an hour. But yeah, you already said that.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as the victim?
Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. Ugh, this can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? Edwards to the rescue? It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, think outside the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise, but rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. What? Should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Oh. How is this game so slow? It was a piece of white cloth poking out of the locker. It was obvious that it was a disguise, wasn't it? I'm not the only one here, right? Because... what? Okay, right. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place?
What do you mean?
There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet, he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been. Which means, he didn't originally plan to open his locker.
According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was quote-unquote committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. It's not possible to figure out that it was to hide the bloodstained disguise. No, it's unknown. Ooh, the reason is so unknown. Mysterious reasons.
The fact that the white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside.
So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth?
Perhaps the video is key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot.
Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness opened the locker.
Is this right? The bloodstain? Because, he's not a badass like Meekins who can just walk around a police department in bloodstained clothes. Especially if it's not your own clothes. So, kablam. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room. So I don't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood.
A bloody white coat?
You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner.
Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth?
Looks like I underestimated you all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago. If you were only half as persistent then as you are today, we all wouldn't have been here now, would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. Alright. It seems the time has come. Marshall's confession. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID card and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15.
So, the supposed victim was really you?
But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Okay, so he's still hiding something. He's still lying. And this statement is very suspicious. When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since the case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transfer that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident is not over. But you did... but what you did... But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only the case's lead detective can look through the evidence. How many people were affected by SL9? Jake Marshall, Angel Starr, Damon Gunt, the police chief, then the 6 victims, then Lana Skye, Emma Skye, Miles Edgeworth, and the killer. So I didn't keep count, but yeah. No, von Karma, that was DL6. Another incident. SL9 and DL6 are two different incidents. SL9 is a serial murder and DL6 was the murder of Miles Edgeworth's father. So von Karma doesn't have anything to do with this. At least not that we know yet. When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall was in the case of that investigation. Yeah, so this is the SL9 incident. Joe Drake, serial murder. Selton's death. Edward Jones, Jason Knight, Edith Kirby, Rachel Moss, Jack Bates, and Neil Marshall. So, I guess Neil Marshall is either his brother or his father. I don't think it's his son, but yeah, brother or father, I guess. And Miles Edgeworth was the prosecutor, and Lana and Emma Skye were the witnesses. And Lana Skye and Damon Gunt were the investigators. And Bruce Goodman was the head investigator. So he wasn't even in charge. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I plan to take out the evidence. Why did you... So, wait a minute. He couldn't have done it by himself. Because
he is so dumb, he doesn't even know about the fingerprint sensor. So he disguised himself as Detective Goodman, so it wouldn't be suspicious if he opened Detective Goodman's locker, but Detective Goodman's locker was unlocked because it was jammed with a glove. So there has to be another person involved in this crime. See, I'm already a few steps ahead, and now I'm confusing myself. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole it the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out the lost item report. Okay, so 7 times the 7 isn't Marshall. 7 times the 7 is the guy who prepared the locker. Okay. Okay. I think I'm blowing this out of the water. No, what do you call it? I'm blowing this clean open. So these are the only entries from February 21st, presumably. The 7 times the 7 guy at 4:20 was in the room. Oh shit, Miles Edgeworth is also... Okay, Miles Edgeworth is also here. Then Mike Meekins, Bruce Goodman and Mike Meekins again. What I wanted to say is, if this guy was a person who could open every locker because he is somehow... What I'm saying is Damon Gunt. This is Damon Gunt. Damon Gunt went in, prepared the locker so Jake Marshall could open it, and he wanted to set up Damon Gunt. No. He wanted to set up Jake Marshall for some reason. I don't know yet, but yeah. 7 times the 7 is Damon Gunt. I'm calling it now because he must have been able to open every locker, because Bruce Goodman, the real Bruce Goodman, at that time was in the parking lot, maybe dead already. Or on the way to the parking lot. Alright. Sorry, I got very, very distracted by my train of thought. So that really was why Goodman started filling out the lost item report. I returned it as the ID card. Okay, why? I left it on the floor of in the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean, the fingerprint activated lock, of course. Edwards is also calling it. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But you could. Because a rubber glove just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. Yeah? That would be the logical conclusion.
Yeah, I think Edgeworth is just he does say he does everything to win a case, but he's also very persistent that the truth comes out, which is a bit weird because at some point you will have to be a prosecutor for a case that obviously isn't winnable. I don't know. It's weird. Pulled a knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time.
Officer Meekins certainly is a one-in-a-million type of person. Mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to show his ID.
I'll have to think a little more about his race this year. I was asking that. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me, and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? What? So it was always his own knife he pulled? And he didn't... I think that's very strange. Yeah, exactly. Just brings evidence to the courtroom. Don't even bring a second knife. I mean, but now the behavior makes a lot more sense. He seems like a guy who would just pull a knife if he got surprised, just instinctively, because he also pulls his knife all the time to shave himself. I don't know what to say.
So you knocked Officer Meekins out
and managed to escape. I know. So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference though. The security race is erased every 6 hours if I had gone, and if all had gone and as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat on your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. What a strong ass jawline Meekins has. Yeah. It's just super edgy, super, what do you call it? Yeah. He has a strong jaw.
So what you're saying is, on that day,
there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the blood found at the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. Were you blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. Alright.
What? Mr. Atros, where is the evidence?
It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty? Someone else stole the evidence? Why not say that earlier? I guess because it wasn't relevant? Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with.
The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more.
I can't just forget the S9 incident. You know why? But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it?
That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room.
Joe Drake was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence.
I remember the Joe Drake case. It involved serial murders, didn't it?
I don't intend to complain about how it turned out, but there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at the trial. Something no one will talk about.
What happened?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is? I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take another look at his files. Okay, so now But this is strange, because normally you have to present evidence when there's a contradiction. But now he's actually asking a question, and we have to answer the question. What I'm saying is, the game rules are a bit weird. And let's hope this works. It does. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in here. In list of murder victims. Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard that name. 2 years ago. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got.
What? A prosecutor?
You must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the S9 incident before I did. What? That's right. He was killed. And the case fell into your hands.
But what is the relation to you?
He was my brother. He was Can I just quickly highlight that Neil Marshall also was wearing a cowboy hat? And that's just because he's also called Marshall? It's... I don't know. The whole family seems strange. He was investigating the murder of Damon Gunt, the then deputy chief of police. Yay, Seth is back. Tell your friends. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Ooh, look at this guy. Joe Drake. My brothers fought Drake and was killed. That was the first time Drake left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. Ooh. That's... Oh. That's hard. That's... Alright.
It's me, Mario.
He was... arraigned? What is... How do you say that word? Arraigned? And incarcerated? I have no idea what that word means. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. Arraigned. Okay. Thanks, Brett.
What do you mean?
My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Drake. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what's the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me.
Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime.
That was the last day the SL9 case could have been reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's got to be more than just that.
So, if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder is in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one.
Which in turn means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye.
Objection!
To be formally charged and found guilty in court. Alright. But wait. A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial.
Objection!
Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remains the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me the boys got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. All of them? No, not all of them. Where's the evidence stuff? Who stole the evidence stuff? I mean, nobody stole it. Bruce Goodman took it, but But he wasn't in the evidence room on that day? I want to call Miles Edwards into the witness stand, please. Because he is still a witness, because he was in the evidence room before the crime. But yeah, I don't know if that's possible. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky. And this testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Fuck you, Edwards. Ark. I rest my case. It's one word. It's fuck you, Edwards. It's one word. Yeah, the thing is, Seth's asking if he's even allowed to be a prosecutor since he was involved. He is not really involved. It's a bit weird because in the evidence room stuff he was by chance in there before the stuff took place, and in the prosecutor's lot the murder took place in his car or at his car and with his own knife, but yeah. Look, there's only 3 prosecutors here and 1 got arrested for murder. Edwards is a good guy and the bad guy at the same time. Edwards is strange. He is our rival and he is our antagonist if you want, but he's also a good guy because he wants to know the truth. And for him, currently, he's lawful neutral. Yes. No, he's not an anti-hero. That's different. He's lawful neutral. Yes, I would say he's lawful neutral. Because currently, for him, his truth is Lana Sky must have done it. All his evidence he has point to that, and he's doing his hardest to prove that that is what happened. And if we find that the truth is different and she didn't do it, even though she admitted it, if we find out that she didn't do it, then that's also alright for him. But if a victim, if a witness is saying plainly weird stuff or plainly lying, then he's calling it out, and sometimes he's helping us if he knows the truth is different. So yeah, he's determined, but not. He's the antagonist, but not the villain. Yes, that's also a good point.
It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt.
Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I've proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty.
Now then, the time for this verdict has arrived. The court finds the defendant...
Objection? Okay, that also works.
Your Honor, wait.
Emma.
The defense has an objection, a scientific objection, right?
What do you mean, right?
Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian?
Your Honor? Oh, in a sense?
Please, Your Honor. All I'm asking is for a minute of your time.
He's like a blue or silver? Wait, who's blue? Oh, blue from Pokemon. No, blue is just an asshole. Silver, I think Silver has different goals, so he crosses lines with Sonic, and they have to fight, but the goals are not. His goals, Silver's goals are not completely evil, something like that. I have no idea. Oh, also Silver's the bad guy. Oh, Silver from Pokemon. Okay. Damn. Too many guys are called Silver. I thought you just mixed Sonic and Pokemon and... Okay. Silver from Pokemon, I have no idea. I have not played Gold and Silver. Silver the Hedgehog is a bad guy because he exists in Sonic 06. Then...
Please, hear me out. Mr. Edwards, please.
I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Ooh, generous Mr. Edgeworth.
I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out there's a line incident referring to the Joe Drake killings.
Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky sisters were in that file.
But that's what I figured it out when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint.
You mean...
You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker?
But no fingerprints were found on it, right?
No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again.
So, did you find something?
No.
Huh?
Sorry. I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all.
Is that all?
Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student.
Aww. And I'm just an attorney.
But, Mr. Wright, those traces of blood have the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you.
Me? Oh boy.
Time's up! Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain?
It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this?
Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with the blood mark, Lana will be...
Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day.
Yes, Your Honor. If ever I've needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? I mean, realistically, this is just Meekin's handprint, because Meekins woke up sometime and just walked around still bloody, and he did cut his hand, but he had gloves on. That would be the simple explanation. And sorry for safe scumming again. But... Is there another way this could be a thing? We also have this weird jar with blood on it. And this card record. Oh wait. Okay, Okay, conveniently the dumb blue badger is covering the handprint, if it was there already. It would have helped if I knew if the handprint was already there. We could ask Edgeworth, because he was in that room. Yeah, I object. I don't know.
Objection!
This handprint left at this crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is that you're grasping, Mr. Wright.
You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them?
Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. And also this photograph. Something's missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on them? Yes, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. What?
Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright.
With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use.
The question is, which item can prove something is missing on the floor plans?
Is it time? Is it time to bring the blue badger as evidence? Okay, it was time. Sadly, Madagascar Fan 2005 isn't here. What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please, look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So what happens when we put him in? This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well?
Well, what?
Address. It's so funny when the judge is completely oblivious and then Address just exclamation mark and starry eyes or whatever. That's right. So long as the blue badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint. Oh. Okay, I didn't get this either because I thought it was in front of that. Further in front of that. Because wait a minute. I thought the blue badger was so far in front of it that Jake Marshall could stand behind it. Because the whole camera thing doesn't make any sense else. Okay, this was weird. It would be impossible to place a handprint at the spot on the locker.
What? So, that means... just what exactly does it mean?
It means it can't be done. Yeah, I also thought that they walked behind it. Can we see the video again? No, he's walking in front of it, okay. And now he's standing, okay. Alright.
What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found on the locker.
Don't look at me, I didn't put it there.
Mr. Wright, think through it scientifically. Emma.
Touché game.
On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the blue badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave that handprint on that locker.
Oh, right, we knew that. We knew that because... Oh. Oh. Oops. You know what that means? It means Miles Edwards is a suspect now. At least a suspect to put the hand... 420! A suspect to put the handprints there. Oh. Yeah, because here at 450 Mike Meekins put the blue badger in there. And then at 514 Jake Marshall, disguised as Bruce Goodman, went in, and then Mike Meekins went after him. Alright.
And after he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker.
So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the blue badger was brought in.
Just a moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom.
It might sound far-fetched, Your Honor. But it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room. But who is 777777? No, it's a real person. We just don't know who that is. Blood was spilled not once, but twice.
But how?
One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand, from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is the other time. Yeah, we also conveniently can't see the floor on this tape. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. Okay, that's really far-fetched. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming this murder report really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur?
To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jack Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room.
That's right. The blood mark on the locker proves this.
Very well.
How have they not run a DNA test on that blood? I think it's too dried. I have no idea if that works. I don't know if there's enough DNA on a bloody handprint. And also, Emma tries to do that. I think that was what she was implying, that she ran scientific tests on that and she didn't find out anything. But yeah.
Very well. Then tell us, when did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth says, proof must be presented.
Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that.
Now then, would the defense please present his evidence?
The whole court system is trying to share one brain cell. The thing is, in this universe, there's so much crime happening that they have a hard limit on court cases to never go longer than 4 days, and that's just asking for all kinds of errors to occur. It's so weird that even works. Okay, so ID card record should be the evidence. Yeah, the rate of error must be so fucking high. It's ridiculous. Also, the possibility that a witness is convicted in the same court, in the same trial, as he is a witness, not a separate trial, but it's so weird. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. In order to do so, an ID card would have been required.
An ID card? Oh! The ID card record!
Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here... Oh, wrong voice.
Let's see here. 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Miles Edgeworth! Just what have you done?
I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it.
I'm afraid I don't understand either.
It's clear from the luminol tests that blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's just physically impossible. Unfortunately. If it would be possible, I would have done it.
That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edwards entered the evidence room.
Let's look at the chart again. There's only one card number remaining. 7777777. Talk about a lucky number.
But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman enter the evidence room?
Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered it along with the real murderer. That does make sense. Alright. I'm on board. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777.
Mr. Edwards, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 7777777.
Oh, damn it. That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number of 77777 belongs to someone with the rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such person's identity. But that's ridiculous. Just how... I'm not finished talking, right? There's one situation in which we can be granted such authority.
If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted.
An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. Let's look at the chart again. Sounds like a Dora type of series. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's charged with murder. Of course we've looked into her... Of course we've looked up her ID number and it's not. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident.
There's a 9 incident.
Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In the trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness? Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? He's really on his own shit right now. Yeah, because somehow it's everything is involved and everything is fuck this new case he's trying to get his brother case solved. Look. Look. The SL9 incident, there were, I don't know, what, five victims? 5 victims, and the quote unquote, or the alleged murderer at that point had a clean alibi and everything. No evidence was left behind. And then his brother got murdered, and somehow, miraculously, there was evidence pointing towards the Drake guy. Is this normal? The witness asking the defendant questions? No, that's why she was called. Depends on where we are. That's why she was called now in the witness stand officially. So I guess Edwards called her officially into the witness stand. I heard him fine, Mr. Edwards. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for the trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Lana, I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law.
Defendant, just what are you saying?
I ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in the court? Can you look at me, an investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did?
Chief Prosecutor, you didn't.
I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. Doesn't look good for you, Lana. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence. See, that's what I'm talking about. No, no!
Order!
Lana's remarks caused the chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. To be continued. Alright. I think that's it. I think I'm a little bit under the weather, and at least the judge voice is hard for me. Goddamn things are getting heated. Yeah. I mean, if there's an investigation now, I mean, I did. I did have a guide open just to see how much there's left. And I'm not sure if there's investigation now or if there's another trial, because the judge voice is somehow really hard for me. I'm totally regretting giving him that voice. So yeah, I'm just now debating if I should continue on with another part or if I'm quitting now, because there's still so much to go. I know I can't finish it today, and I think I can't even finish it next time. And the guide isn't loading. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I just call it here. Okay. Alright, then thanks very much for watching. I hope you have a very nice rest of the day, rest of the weekend, and a very pleasant start into the week. Next time I will be streaming Sunday, and I guess Monday will be bread and Keldermist. If you haven't, check out fronts.tv to see when we are streaming next time. We are the fronts, Brett, MWXYZ, Womit Berry, and Keldermist. We are streaming. We are streaming. We have a Discord. Join our Discord. And I guess that's it. So I hope I see you next time. Lao, you bye.